we've all been enjoying episode 3 of The Penguin. So, first episode, amazing. Second episode, amazing. Can they do it 3 times in a row? Yes. Oh. Yes, they can. Because they did a great job. This is how every movie tie-in show really should be. I've said it before, I'll say it again. A character study done right. And this episode wasn't even about Penguin. It wasn't even about Oswald. It was about the new sub-character, Victor. And they made him feel like the main character, right? Dude. It's crazy. Like, they did it so amazing. All right, guys. So, like, episode begins with a little backstory. I mean, the whole episode 3 should be just called Victor's backstory, right? Yeah, because that's what it was.
Well, it's important drug dealing going on at the same time. Kind of, it's odd because the director was genius for that, in my opinion, because he almost dedicated to hit Victor's point of view the whole time. Wow, one of the most important parts of all the season is going on with Penguin and his lifestyle. You'd think the camera would be on his shoulder the whole time.
But see, I love that. Yeah, and what's really cool is like, and I would still call this a Victor's episode because I feel like the whole drug dealing and everything was still Victor's episode because it was showing his evolution and his personal struggle with the past, because you have to really think about it. What happened in the Batman, right? You had the Riddler, he destroyed the cities. He flooded the entire city, especially the slums that were affected the most. That's what kicked off this entire series. And that's what kicked off Victor's whole thing. That whole, dude, the beginning really got me, right? Like where he leaves his family to go hang out with his love interest and then to see the flood come. This was beautifully done to tie it in with the music.
Literally on the phone calling his mom.
Well, because in the movie, you know, you see the explosions happen and you see the water destroy everything. And in here, you hear the explosions happen and he's looking around like, oh, there are fireworks. And then the flood comes and it wipes out everything. You see it and you see it wipe out. Fortunately, the apartment complex's family wasn't, and it kicks off into current day where he's now with the Penguin and he's now like, you know, meeting this girl again. A fantastic way to introduce someone from the past who's currently in the show now, right? His love interest. I forgot her name. I don't remember. But it was really cool. It started with a B. Was it Barbara? No, it had to be something else. But I think it was Graciela, I think, actually. I don't know. But his love interest, and he's now debating, you know, you see his family dynamic, how like kind-hearted he was with his family and how his family was like really kind-hearted, a bunch of hard workers. And now that's conflicting with what he's doing right now, right? So you saw him even back then. He was arguing with his dad. We deserve better. We could be making more money, right? So they tied in his ambition. He wants to be rich, and he wants to be rich quick. And then his dad was like, no, that's not how we do things. He was more honorable. And so he remembers that. With the type of work he's doing right now, he's having that internal struggle. Would my father have been proud if he saw what I was doing today?
Right. Yeah, he literally tells the Penguin himself, you know, my father would be disappointed in me if he knew what I was doing right now.
Yeah.
And the Penguin comes back with that lash because he felt like he was kind of a father figure to Victor, which is super odd and a little borderline psychopathic, but that's what this show is. And I can understand, you know, what it is that he's trying to tell Victor, but at the end of the day, this is a criminal we're talking about here, people.
But so again, it really goes back to, they really make you feel like the Penguin really believes what he's doing is right.
Absolutely.
Like he even though he's manipulative, even though he's a criminal and everything, he really believes he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So it really goes to show you how much of a psychopath he really is himself. And they're talking about other ones, right? So you have Sofia Falcone in here. She's going behind the family, and the Penguin is now together with her, and they're trying to create their own drug and split it to the triads, you know, and apparently the triads and the Falcones don't have a good history anymore. And so Sophia is trying to reach a deal. And so now they're trying this new drug. And with that, you have Victor really doing a self-conflicting because he's having PTSD, because there's the music that's going on and his personal guilt. he's starting to see what happened, and his girlfriend, or what we can assume what is his girlfriend the entire time,
Yeah.
not just like now all of a sudden, is that she's leaving, Gotham for a better opportunity in California. Maybe to join us on this podcast. No, I'm just saying. But she's leaving, and she's like, "Hey, come with me. Let's go for a better life." And the fact that he didn't give a quick yes,
right?
Like, okay, that again is slowly showing you he's evolving into a criminal himself, right?
And the Penguin calls him out on it as well.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, you had all this time to leave, and you couldn't, right?
Yeah,
or you didn't, rather. And it ends fantastically too. Like the way they did it, right? You're talking about the point of view where he's made his decision. He's coming back after meeting his girl, and he's made his decision that he's gonna skip out on the bus to California and live in this crime.
And it was wild as he could have been gone.
Yeah,
Penguin would have been dead. It would have been a done deal right there.
Yeah,
oh,
and he chose the life of crime over the life of love. So, and now he's like fully in. Whatever self-confliction he had, it's no longer there because now he's committed. And you saw that the moment he chose to drive his car into that security guy for what was it, the Maroonies, right? Because the Maroonies show up at the end. They're like, "Hey, Penguin or Oz, you're not crossing us anymore because now we know that you are double crossing us. We've been watching you." And then they have him at a gunpoint. Victor with the save. Pop, pop. You just hear gunshots in the back. Oz gets in, leaves. But we don't know what happens with Sophia.
Oh my God. He said, leave her. Right after she was talking about, you got to trust me, give me time, let me teach you how to trust me. It just goes to show the scumbag that he is.
And it's just, dude, like I feel like every episode makes me more hyped for the next.
No, absolutely. So I'm super curious to see, as you brought up, the Triads are now talking with the Falcones again, and it is super crazy to me that it took a little bit of pushing, but in my opinion, they kind of folded extremely quickly, especially for the background story, being that the Falcone, the main head leader that had passed away or died during the movie, had pushed them out and forced them into Chinatown to where they could only work solely in that area. So that's super wild that they accepted it.
But that's why they also said it, right? Sophia said that she didn't agree with her father's judging.
Right, I wish I could dance on his grave as well.
Yeah.
You're still a Falcone.
But I will say that the way she left, she told Penguin to handle the rest.
That's pretty boss.
But we don't know what type of deal the Penguin set up. So I feel like he may have done something personally rather than really involving Sophia. Because everybody knows, including the Triads, that Sophia's a wild card.
She messed up. She's the one that walked off and said, remember, they're here to talk to the Falcone's daughter, not to their driver. And that really hit a tick with the Penguin. As we all know, he doesn't like being told that he's not important.
Yeah, because we've seen that, and we see that multiple times throughout this episode. So, as a critic, music, direction, everything, script writing, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. Again, as a fan, I can't deny it. If you weren't a big fan of the show before, if you were iffy about it, 3 episodes in, you got to be confident in Matt Reeves' vision. You got to be confident in this universe. So even as a fan, I'm going to go ahead and give this a 10 out of 10. Another 9.5 out of 10. With that 0.5, just save that little justice for Batman, But yeah, what about you?
Critic-wise, I'm just going to keep it a strong 9. I love everything about it. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, they could have hit a point of view that I thought any other director would have probably hit. So the fact that they're doing it in a different style keeps me interested. It keeps it to where I can't just guess what's going to happen next. I almost have no idea what's going to happen in the next episode. So yeah, that keeps it a strong 9. As a fan, like I said, because it keeps me on my toes, I'm going to give it a strong, perfect 10 because I personally don't have one single issue with it yet. So that sounds like perfection to me.
And you guys may have different opinions. Other people have different opinions, right? That after all, reviews and everything, whether you're a critic or a fan, is all opinion. But if you enjoy the type of stuff that I enjoy or we enjoy here, what we're talking about, the type of vibe that this show gets. Again, this is a crime drama. I told you at the beginning of the episode, I am a big fan of crime drama. And this is serving me very well when it comes to crime drama.
I'm usually not a huge crime drama fan myself, and I'm loving every bit of it. So it captured both sides perfectly well.
Because I feel like not very amount of like superhero shows event really try to focus on crime drama and where they can. And I think Batman is just one of those villains. It's just one of those heroes where his world of, because it's so grounded, you really can have those type of real life scenarios like this one is showing. So 9.5 out of 10 overall from me, and it seems like 10 out of 10 from
10
you.
Out of 10 this episode.
I'm going to, just encourage, if you haven't started and you've just been really crazy and just been watching these spoiler reviews with us without watching the show, get back in it, man. Join the ride with us because it's really worth it.